Live. Doing it live.
All right, we are live. So far, there's only a few of us here. There's myself, of course, and Rise to Raze, obviously being the guest of honor, and Duke is with us. Duke is quickly becoming just like furniture, just like Shane in the comments section.
I can't get enough of it,
Oh, please. All right. 70-something fucking messages in Facebook. I don't even know. What the hell?
My main question is why Facebook?
I don't know. I don't really do Facebook much anymore because it's all about fucking Twitter for me.
Yeah, I devote so much time to Twitter that I don't really pay attention to my Facebook, which is weird. I should pay more attention to it because literally my Duke Bonanza Facebook is just my atheist friends from Twitter. So it would be a really easy way to just keep up with them without having those like watching eyes that jump into the threads and try to ruin everything.
Yeah, right? Yeah, for sure. I agree. And the thing about my Facebook is I don't really do a lot of the atheism stuff on my Facebook page because it's my personal page, and rather than stir up a fucking hornet's nest among my friends and family that are still firm believers, I leave it all for the Twitter. I do post stuff occasionally, and it always ends up sparking some ridiculous fucking debate. But and a couple of my friends that I've known for a long time actually stopped on Facebook because of it. It's ridiculous.
That's why I did it. I quit using Facebook. Like my Facebook that's attached to my actual name, like I'm never on there just because every time I pull it up, somebody's got some whacked out batshit crazy opinion, and I have to force myself not to engage.
Yeah, I know. It's tough too. So I wonder where everyone else is, man. There's really no one around. No to Facebook, convert me.
I don't know.
So, how come you haven't jumped in here, convert me? You're always welcome to jump in, you know that. And we still got to renegotiate a time slot for you to come and do the show too. And that atheist with her nose in a book, she had the issues. You remember I was supposed to have her on, and she had issues with her equipment because she just moved and stuff. But she's got to be settled in now, I would imagine, complete with internet access and stuff. So I should probably message her, I think, and set something up again. But,
Hey, oh wait, never mind. Go ahead.
Guess who's coming in though on the 14th of November?
Who's that?
Artie's going to do it. Yeah. And my next interview on Saturday is with the Named Dragon. Mind you, I'll be going on Godless Iowans podcast or his live stream earlier in the day too, like I think noonish or something. So
I'll be working Saturday.
Oh. Well, I'll be on the Godless Iowan show, the Presbyterian thing or whatever the fuck he's doing.
What happened to all my events I had scheduled down? Crap.
I got a bunch. Luciano Gonzalez is going to come on soon. Steve McRae, obviously, we had to reschedule, so he's not coming on until the 24th. Atheist 8-Man, Secular has finally decided to jump in here.
Let's see, Friday at 6:30.
I've still got a lot of time slots open, man. I got the 19th, the 21st, the 28th, December 3rd, December 5th, and December 8th. I haven't scheduled anything past December 8th yet because that's usually around the time where I'm away for a couple of weeks for the holiday sort of thing. So, or I may do one or two after that one because I don't think I'll be leaving for holidays until later than usual this year. Anyway, so why?
Monday at 11.
The link is in the group chat, dude. So look in there. It should be in there.
Who's that?
Convert me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's not jumped in one of these like ever. I don't think. It'd be kind of
I was just
interesting.
about to ask. Oh yeah, he is. I was just about to ask where Nadine was, and then I remembered.
She's getting rocked. Hang on here. Now Convert Me's in the chat or in the group chat, and he's like, "Where the fuck?" Oh, he needs a Hangout link. Okay. Hang on. Is Convert Me in the group chat?
I could have swore I saw him.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. You want me to? I thought so too, but if you want, I can shoot him a link. I think I follow him, and he follows me.
Yeah, I think so. Hang on here. Shit. Okay. No, hang on. I'll send him a link. Just for whatever reason, when I've got the Google Hangouts app going on this computer, it just slows everything right down.
Yeah, since I do everything from my phone, I just. I swear to God, though, I think I've been on the stream every day this week.
You social butterfly.
I know, right? So opposite of me in the real world.
Meanwhile,
I couldn't picture that.
My schedule actually accurately reflects how social I am. I have 3 interviews for this week and then nothing for the rest of the year.
So I didn't get to catch. I didn't get to catch the interview because I was watching Wonder Lady's interview of Luciano Wrights about the what is it? The Honduras refugees. It was super interesting. Yeah. You can look at it later. Luciano is a brilliant dude.
He is.
Yeah, super smart guy. So tell me a little about yourself, dude.
So I am obviously now an atheist. I am an agnostic atheist, though the more defined the God gets, the more Gnostic I become. So like Yahweh, for instance, I'm virtually certain that he doesn't exist. Used to be a Baptist and then converted over to fundamentalist baptism. But as for just personality wise, avid comic book fan, a gamer, socially awkward.
Aren't we all?
An anxious, depressed pile of anxious and depressed pile of shit that takes it out on everyone else.
Oh, I'm sure you're a perfect sweetheart, man. Tell me something. I got a comic book based thing for you. I have a theory.
Okay.
Right. So I think like that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is amazing, and the DC Cinematic Universe is terrible. But the DC Animated Universe is amazing, and the Marvel Animated Universe is terrible. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, you see, I didn't even know there was a Marvel Marvel Animated Universe.
Well, sure. Avengers Assemble. The Guardians of the Galaxy have their own cartoon.
I did not know this. I don't watch TV.
Oh, okay. Well, I like both of them. So.
But
I haven't seen either.
For the other three, I absolutely agree.
Okay, because the DC Cinematic Universe is flat out just excellent. They have got some animated movies that are just on par with anything I've seen by any other animation companies, man. I mean, they're up there with.
To show how good the DC animated universe is, all you have to say is Young Justice.
Oh yeah,
That's
or
true.
Justice League.
they're bringing it back,
That's-
man.
I
And I really,
mean,
really like the new Batman Ninja movie one that they did.
I want to see it. I almost bought it the other day, but I couldn't because I had to pay bills.
Oh, I just
Have you watched?
downloaded it.
Have you guys watched any of the feature-length DC animated stuff, like the Justice League Dark or Doom or?
Yep, I've watched Justice League Dark. I have them all on my computer.
Oh, they're so good.
I
Yep,
sadly
Batman.
have not.
They're
You should
really
look
good.
at them.
Really good ones.
They're fantastic.
Did you watch the Constantine one?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen the Constantine one yet. I haven't got around to it.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Well, the guy that's voicing Constantine in the movie, in the animated movies, is the guy that played Constantine on I think the brief live action Constantine television show. It's the same dude.
Yes, he's back. He's back in Legends of Tomorrow too, by the way.
Oh,
Cool.
they actually remembered him.
Yep.
They brought him back, and he's apparently going to get his own show too again.
Okay, because I remember they introduced him in Arrow in like season 2,
Something
And
like
then-
that, yeah.
and then forgot about him.
Well, he had his own show, and it didn't fare well. But I don't think people were into it yet. But now all of a sudden they're getting all this fan mail, and so they decided to reintroduce him through League or Legends of Tomorrow. Now he's a cast member on that, and he's because all the shit that they released, all these demons and creatures and monsters throughout time. So now they got to go around time fixing up all that shit. So they
Okay,
need him.
Yeah,
right.
I'm behind on Legends as well. I've been rewatching anime for like the
Yeah, like
last 6 months.
Which anime do you?
Just rewatched all of Super, Dragon Ball Super, in preparation for the movie coming up. We watched all of Fairy Tail to.
That's so
Since
good.
it's been like a year's, and with the new season airing, there's a whole lot I forgot. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go back and rewatch this.
Yeah.
One of my friends has been bugging me for like the last 5, 6, 10 years about watching Naruto. So I'm like, I finally caved, and I'm on episode 81.
Yeah, Naruto's pretty good actually. I don't mind that one. And One Piece, I like One Piece too.
I refuse to watch One Piece.
Why?
Mainly, I'm not a big fan of shonen. I'm not a fan of the animation style. It has to really stand out to me for me to get to watch it, which is why I watch Dragon Ball. I like it. Naruto, I watched it when it first came out, but I stopped watching it around the Chunin exams, just because I wasn't interested. And he's been bugging me about it for, like I said, like 10 years. I finally caved and fine, I'll watch it. Just shut up about Naruto this, Naruto that. Especially when we're playing D&D. I don't care about Naruto. I want to see what you're gonna do against this motherfucking whale bale.
Oh, no wonder Tad ain't coming in. He's not feeling well. He's sick.
What a shame! It's because he spread his beard down with all that peanut butter.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, repeat.
I knew you were going to say that. I don't think Rise is in the know about the peanut butter wars between Cirrus and Iowan, and now Tad is involved too. I was involved in that too.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn on my camera real quick so you can see just the exasperated confusion on my face. Not- Yeah, what? What?
It started
Really?
between. Do you want to tell it, dude?
No, you go ahead, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, that's okay. You didn't actually, because we just kind of both fired at the same time. It started between Godless Iowan and Cirrus the Skeptic about which peanut butter was better. Cirrus, I think, was a fan of, what was it, Jip? or Skippy.
Peter Pan and Jeff, I think.
Yeah, and Iowa's a big Peter Pan peanut butter fan, as am I. I really like their honey roasted peanut butter. That's like my favorite peanut butter ever. Except for the Reese's, I really dig the Reese's peanut butter too. Anyway, so and they were arguing back and forth, and then it turned into making little videos and little commercial type videos about it back and forth. And then Jen with one N got involved, and she made one too. Was it her? Yeah, it was her, right?
I think so. I didn't. I am not completely in the know. I knew there was something going on, but I haven't seen all of it. So to me, as far as I knew, it was just Tatted and Iowan and Suris.
Well, no. So they all, and then Jen with one N made a video too about it, making fun of both Suris and Iowan. And it's just been going around and around like that. And then they got onto the geek room and they were talking about it yesterday. Either was it earlier today or yesterday we were talking about it. And they had that intro with Suris and Iowan going at each other with the Klingon batlets and stuff. Yeah, it was so fucking funny.
That was funny. I did see that.
Oh, that was
okay. Then.
But I think we can all agree that Peter Pan is objectively the best peanut butter.
You know what? Regular one
Cannot.
to me tastes just like any, but their honey roasted peanut butter is fucking top shelf.
I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you.
Uh-oh. Should we go again?
Jif is the battle. Jif is the battle.
Sorry about the cough, guys. Sometimes I have a hard time getting to my kill switch in time.
Notch suggests that I try using the share link, which is I have no idea how the fuck you do that. Screen share? No. How the hell do you do a share link?
No fucking idea, man. I'm just here for the lulz. I'm just here to be awkward on the internet.
Though, to answer your question on how big of a fan of comics I have, an official reprint of #1.
Wow. You know, once upon a time I had was it Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 289, first appearance of Punisher? Is that right?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
That was young.
And I also have what's going on with my camera. Hold on. Okay. Just majority comics. Majority all Batman.
I gave all mine to my cousin.
Do you ever read Superman?
I have. Hold on. That was disturbing. I have the Superman Earth ones. Truth be told, I'm not actually a big fan of Superman.
Really?
I find his stories to have too much issue because DC routinely writes him off. He's a god among men. He's the strongest being ever, and I run into the same. You run into an omnipotent issue there. If he is the absolute strongest being, how could he ever be beat?
Well, I don't think that he is, though. I think that there are other characters in the DC lore, like Darkseid or Mongol, who can match Superman strength for strength.
Well, which version of Superman? Because then you have characters like Superboy Prime, who punched a dimension apart.
Yeah,
you have Superman 1,000,000, who I'm not even sure of his feats. Just
that's the Superman that went and existed in the middle of the sun for 1,000 years.
Yeah,
and he's like omnipotent now. Yeah, they did do those arcs, but like the general Superman storyline, like he's got things that can take him down. Like, he's got a very severe weakness to magic.
I mean, I
So
know he has weakness to magic, to I think electricity on on a smaller scale, and robots if they are big enough. But the dude has routinely bench pressed planet planet masses before.
yeah. Well, Marvel's got his characters that are like that too. Like Silver Surfer's that strong.
Yeah, and I don't like those characters.
Oh, I do. I like Silver Surfer. He's one of my favorites.
Silver,
But I
yeah,
like Silver Surfer because they'll match Silver Surfer up with somebody like Thanos or Thor, somebody who's got who's on par with him, and it makes for these really cool epic battles. But I get what you're coming.
They do have the epic battles. I mean, like the most Marvel comics I have are Spider-Man, and they were in the 600s. They were the beginning. Oh, hey, the chip, kitty. They were the beginning of the Superior Spider storyline.
Yeah.
I mainly stick to DC Comics, and of which I probably have like $500 in just Batman comics alone.
Batman was the only DC comic I read.
Chip, you gotta get away from that. I don't want you ending the call or anything.
What do you didn't see? You knew that I had the Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover, right?
I didn't.
I almost bought it.
It's awesome.
I almost bought it, but I decided to hold off on it simply because I'm still behind.
Oh. You don't need to know anything about either storyline.
Oh,
this is a completely separate storyline.
Yeah, I know. It's just like Batman Rebirth Monster Men. It's a completely self-contained story. You don't need any other stories or a Serious House on Serious Oath, Killing Joke. Like, I understand they're self-contained, but when I'm behind on comics, I choose to go more towards the core story rather than standalones.
Yeah, or standalones. Better use that.
I used to actually have all the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics too. Back when they were violent as hell and they had all wore the same color.
Yeah, they're all black and white.
Yeah, but when they colored them, all their headbands were red.
Yep.
Originally, I cannot remember the artist.
You cannot go eating the stylus.
Eastman and Laird.
Shit, Giddy.
What was it?
No.
Eastman
no
and Laird.
Eating the stylus.
That's right. I had that. I had the Crow too, like the original James O'Barr Crow, which was an amazing storyline.
I still have it somewhere.
I know it's blasphemy to say this. I kind of wish somebody would remake that but do it and be really like true to the.
You little son of a cunt bag.
Oh, jeez.
My cat, he scratched me.
Oh, that's what they do, man.
But you know how Rodriguez made Sin City?
Yep.
And it was like panel for panel, exactly like the freaking comic book. Yeah, you could almost take the graphic novels and literally use them for storyboard for the movie. I would love to see Rodriguez do that with The Crow.
That would be cool.
No.
Who was it that directed The Watchmen? Because that was really good.
Oh, that was Zack Snyder.
That's right. That's probably
that would be Zack Snyder.
That was probably, in my opinion, his best directorial effort was The Watchmen.
Ooh, I like 300 better.
Really?
Yeah, I like 300 better. I mean, in terms of the movie, because like, I loved the Watchmen movie, but I loved that comic book so much that it was just not. There's something about it that didn't click.
Well, I mean, they didn't want to make it a panel by panel remake because when they were making the movie, it was like, okay, hey, I don't want to insult this graphic novel. So they purposefully made differences in it rather than just there are going to be differences because movie. It was, they tried to avoid using the comic too much because it was almost considered, for lack of better words, holy in that regard. They didn't want to risk ruining its reputation with a movie.
Right. Well, I would argue that Alan Moore is the single greatest comic book writer of all time.
Yeah, at least one of them.
I would argue that would be Jeff Johns.
See, I would have to disagree with you, but
I mean,
I have to look up Jeff Johns and remember what he wrote.
Green Lantern.
Oh, see, I don't know, man. Because, like, for me, The Killing Joke and The Watchmen.
Oh, yeah. No, those are...
And From Hell and, like, all those things he wrote are just genius.
Oh, I know. They are absolutely brilliant. Especially, did he write a Serious House on Serious Earth? Let me see.
Who did Faust?
No, that was Grant Morrison. Who did who?
Faust. The Faust series.
Faust. Fuck. I want to say Morrison. I could be wrong. I'm likely wrong, but...
So you're a Batman fan. So, like, my favorite Batman artist of all time is Neil Adams.
Mine is Snyder. Okay. I wish he stuck... Snyder or Grant Morrison. They're a tie. I wish Snyder stuck with comic books rather than trying to get into the movies, because he sucks as a director. Absolutely sucks.
Well, Tim Vigil did the art for Faust, and David Quinn did the stories.
Okay.
That was Avatar Press, I believe, that did those ones too.
I actually really love Bruce Timm also. I gotta put that out there.
See, for me, but mind you, X-Men fan, so for me, some of my favorite artists were, or storytellers and artists were like Chris Claremont and stuff during his era. And then I loved George Perez when he took over for the Titans, Teen Titans.
Perez is awesome. I'm a big fan of John Romita Sr. and John Romita Jr.
Yes, and Frank Miller. Come on, Frank Miller.
I'm a fan of Frank Miller and Greg Capullo's alt style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always like Arthur Adams and what is his name that did Silver Surfer? Ron Lim. Yeah. I always like both of them also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Kirby, of course, classic.
Oh God, yeah. Can never forget about Kirby.
No.
God, I know when I first picked up the #1 for Fantastic Four, how it had his memorial on it.
Yeah.
I could not read that comic just because I'm like, fuck.
I know, you're welling up, right? Like,
yeah. It was just like, this man created so many of my favorite Marvel characters, and he's no more. And like, I wrote a big old memorial about it on my Facebook and all that. I'm just like, I still yet to read the comic because I can't get past opening it up and seeing in memory of Jack Kirby, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, I totally concur. I get you on that one, man. Do you guys ever read anything by Arthur? Not Arthur, but oh my God, I was about to say Arthur Adams again. He did Kingdom Come. I just said his name. Ross, Alex Ross.
I've not picked up a comic in almost 2 months just because I've been strapped or busy. I've not had a chance.
I would say if you're a big fan of DC, that Kingdom Come is one of the greatest reads.
Oh, I know. I've heard nothing bad about it. I've heard it is one of the best storylines ever written. And
they include something like 100 different DC characters from across the board. It's like all the Justice League characters in it are the originals, like Alan Scott and Jay Garrick. And,
yeah, they have the Golden Age characters.
Yeah, it's cool, and the artwork is like it's
Alex beautiful. Ross. Like I've seen it; it's beautiful.
Since when did we turn into the geek room?
Since you talked about comic books, we're all geeks.
Since you had me in the chat.
Yeah, you'd actually they'd probably love to have you in the show and shoot some shit about that, because That's pretty much what they do on that show. Is talk a lot about comicdom and moviedom and stuff, and gaming, and so they're all about. They're a great bunch of guys. I had both my show for an interview at the same time, and it was a lot of fun doing that one.
Did you guys ever read Conan the Barbarian?
Of course.
Oh man, the comic books are amazing. I've never read the books, and it's like everybody's like kicked me in the ass all of my life because I've never read them. It's not that I don't want to; I just never got around to it. It's like how I didn't see The Godfather until I was like 30 something, and it wasn't because I didn't want to watch it. It was because like it's really long, and every single time it came on, I had to go do something. And I didn't want to start it and not finish it. So then, like one day, I just forced myself to sit down and watch it.
Nerd foo is too strong for me. Partially lost. Convert me. Not much of a nerd. Convert me. Come on. It's never too late, my friend. It's never too late. We can educate you in the comicdom. We can educate you in gaming, and we can educate you in the world of movies. Well, comic book related movies anyway. Nerd foo. Don't make me use my nerd foo on you.
Don't make me use my social anxiety-driven comic book love on you.
Yeah. Social anxiety-driven.
Well,
yeah, I knew you'd fit into this group.
It's all thanks to my medication. If it weren't for that, I would be quiet.
That's good, though.
Yeah, I've yet to get a chance. I really wish I would have been able to get on the stream with when Shannon was on, just because like I really want a chance to debate her on her comment that Rogue from the X-Men is the most powerful character in the Marvel universe, and nobody can beat her.
What?
Isn't that the craziest thing you've ever heard?
No.
She said that about 5 times.
Rogue is actually, see, her ability to absorb any power makes her pretty fucking contentious.
But she has to be able to touch them.
Exactly. Yeah. How did she do that to Silver Surfer? That guy moves at warp speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he stands still too.
Yeah, but he's got hyper reflexes and cosmic level senses. Like, there's no way she would ever get close enough to him to touch him.
You know who, in my opinion, the strongest character in well, a version of him anyways, in Marvel Universe is World Breaker Hulk.
Oh God, yeah. The dude sunk Port of America by taking a step. He set off earthquakes on the other side of the planet.
Not only that, he split apart in half. Huh?
Oh, I know, but on Oath, when he took a step, he caused earthquakes on the other side of the planet.
Yeah. Sentry took him down, though.
Not World Breaker.
Yeah,
no,
when he showed
Sentry took him down only after Doc Samson was there to calm Hulk down a little bit.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Convert Me says he is a nerd. He just has an issue with recalling names. So it's a mental recall thing. All right.
I can't recall things like I used to be able to. There was a time when I could tell you every artist on every series on up to a certain year. I knew Marvel Comics like with an encyclopedic knowledge when I was like 17.
It's okay. We have Google now.
Yeah, but to go back and say how Rogue would be the most powerful, all I have to do is just object with Owen Reese, Molecule Man. Like, oh, you're coming to me. Okay, this is somebody on a molecular level.
Yeah.
Or Mad Jim Jaspers, who could just warp her to another universe of which he controls all aspects of reality. So, she's no longer a mutant.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's like the power is impressive, but it's also like the ability to wield it. What other powers do you have involved? I mean, yeah, if she could touch anybody, she could absorb them. But one, she has to be able to hold on to them long enough to absorb them completely. And then two,
Yeah,
like
that's
the
true.
effects are temporary if she doesn't. And I'm not even convinced that she would be able to like contain somebody like Silver Surfer. You know what I'm saying? Like he is so
Oh God,
powerful.
no! I
He's
mean,
just got a human body. Like it would be like an overload of a battery. I have a feeling that even if she defeated him, she'd explode in the uh, just from pure overload.
Yeah.
yeah.
Something I didn't even think of that probably dwarfs everyone we've mentioned so far, and there's a movie coming out soon, is Dark Phoenix.
Yes, Dark Phoenix. There's the Beyonder also.
Yeah, I mean, the Phoenix has been defeated on occasion.
Yeah, but it's only when it's used in a body that is not like a power level like Jean Grey was.
Yeah.
Also, Jean Grey had
Yeah.
psychological issues that came to bat that created issues for the Phoenix Force. You know what I mean? Like if the Phoenix Force were to attach itself to any number of other characters, it would be an entirely different.
Yeah.
I would hate to see
Or-
Breaker with
More-
the
more
Phoenix
of-
Force.
Can we discuss possibly the most broken of all the X-Men? Darwin?
Don't know him.
You think?
Armando Munez. He's called Darwin because his mutant power is reactive evolution, where his body automatically adapts to any situation or environment he is placed in. So, he wants to commit suicide and jump off a building, he's now light as a feather. Someone shoots at him, well, his body's now a gas. He's thrown into an area with no oxygen. He just more so he doesn't need oxygen.
Yeah.
He cannot be killed.
Yep, because his body will react immediately.
But technically,
Kinda like,
what about oh my god, I'm gonna pull a fucking blank. He's probably the X-Men's greatest hero. Enemy that's not Magneto. Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Yeah, okay.
He's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys watched any of the Legion TV series?
I watched
No.
the first few episodes of it, and then I just stopped watching TV entirely. So
Legion killed TV for you? See, I love it.
no,
think
it didn't. I had moved out, and I just didn't have a box. I
Gotcha.
relied on Netflix, Crunchyroll, YouTube, Hulu, and I really only focused on Crunchyroll and YouTube. So I got so behind on every show that it's just like, yeah, at this point it's not even worth it to try to catch up.
Right. You
So
do it
I
in
just-
your own time.
I just
Do it in your own-
stopped watching TV. It's just a result of it. Like, I still don't have a box, and that was like 2 years ago.
The last thing I watched was Daredevil, season 3 of Daredevil.
I'm in the middle of that right now. Actually, I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot.
I love the way they approached him. I love the way they approached Daredevil because it's very true to the comic books.
It is.
It is.
I plan on watching it tonight at work.
All
That
of
is
those.
if-
I mean,
if
there's
nothing goes
been a
on.
couple. Like I heard Iron Fist was really bad.
It was.
I had no intention of watching it because I hated Iron Fist as a character in the comic books, anyways.
Yeah, no, even in comics, they still found a way to butcher him even worse.
I will say this though, I thought the Defenders was fantastic.
Not to likes the fact that you don't have a TV because he doesn't either. I think I just accidentally deleted. Want to convert these comments.
A
Because I was
plus.
scrolling and I probably fucked up and hit the delete for some reason because I'm not paying attention. I don't know. Anyway, one of my I was always a big X-Men fan. That was probably one of my top 3 comics other than Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Anyways, back then, and Teen Titans because I love the Teen Titan X-Men crossover. That was fucking cool. But one of my favorite characters, at least I thought was an interesting idea for a mutant ability, was Longshot.
Yeah. Now,
Longshot,
correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Longshot? Didn't Longshot come from Mojo's planet?
Yes, he did. Yes. Yeah. I don't know what they did. I can't remember if they killed him off or.
Well, he was kind of like the good guy version of Bullseye, wasn't he?
No, Longshot. Bullseye was a character that never missed. Like he had that ability to.
Yeah, he was Marvel's equivalent of Deadshot.
Yeah.
Okay, what was Longshot's ability? I forgot.
Luck.
Was it luck? That's why I was going to say his ability was to make other people unlucky.
Well, everything he did, he would achieve it. Luckily.
No, he didn't make other people unlucky. He made himself. He was just lucky at everything he did. Make other characters unlucky. That would be more of. I want to say Domino.
No, Domino kind of had an ability similar to Longshot.
No, Domino predicts probabilities.
Yes.
She manipulates probabilities.
Yeah. She's awesome in Deadpool too. I love that.
Oh god, she is.
I didn't see Deadpool 2 yet. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, dude, it's great.
Oh, you need to. I could not stop laughing.
It's just.
I haven't seen Infinity War yet either.
Really?
That's just a sin. That's a sin.
Well, I was really you gotta when I read Thanos Quest and Infinity Gauntlet issue by issue when it came out. I showed up at the comic book store and bought those the day they dropped and read them. And so there's a part of me I want to see it because I've loved everything they've done. But there's a part of me I know I'm going to dissect the absolute fuck out of that goddamn thing.
Oh no, I dissected a lot of the movie as well. There were faults, but overall, this is without a shadow of a doubt the single best Marvel movie to come out to date. It's a culmination of so many plot lines. Well, yeah, sure, they do have a few issues here and there with pacing or how the gauntlet walks, for instance. But it's still well worth the view. You will not be upset.
They couldn't have made the movie the way they made the comic book because originally all of the gems were held by either celestial characters or godlike characters. So they were all not celestial characters. They're called the Elders of the Universe. So the Elders of the Universe held all the gems. So you had Champion and the Collector and all those characters, and Thanos went and won them all from them. The In-Betweener, all those different characters. But he had the gauntlet before anything happened. He showed up with the gauntlet before anybody even knew he had it. Silver Surfer crashed into Doctor Strange's house and was like, "It's over, it's over." And the next thing you know, he snaps his fingers. And also, I loved the fact that Thanos had a love affair with Death, the actual entity of Death, and was trying to please her so that she would woo her to make her love him back.
And see, I had a massive issue with that because just a few issues before then, it had been established that Thanos was a nihilist. But yet here he is. He's Marvel's greatest conflicted nihilist. Because, yes, life is ultimately meaningless. But at the same time, he's doing everything in his power, which is basically omnipotent, to appease her, to make her notice it. And it's just like, this is not what, how do you rectify these two positions?
I would just suspend disbelief, but I also think that another thing I loved about the original comic book was that his courtesan was Mephisto, the actual devil. And that was cool too. Like there was so much about it that was so well put together, and then like it crossed over to so many different comic books, and I loved every minute of it. And so there's a part of me that's just like, I'm not ready to let go of that yet. And I know the minute I watch the movie, I'm gonna have to at least partially let go of that. Put it off.
Well, no, you don't have to, because it's not like Marvel has stopped even giving the pretense that, hey, we're making these based off the movies. They're using based off the comics. The comics are just the inspiration at this point. They're not using any one specific storyline. They mix and match a few storylines here and there. Because they're making the Marvel universe itself a wholly separate universe from the Earth 616 continuity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, I knew that was coming when they had, like, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, like only a person of a certain power could hold one of the Infinity Gems. When in the comic books, that was entirely untrue. Like,
literally anyone.
Infinity Gem, and the only difference it would make, like, for instance, if you picked up the Power Gem and you had no idea what it was, it would make you stronger, but it wouldn't be like if somebody like Thanos picked it up. Like, it just depended on your ability to understand the cosmos as to how well you could use a gem in any given circumstance.
Yeah.
So, but anybody could grab them. You could just pick it up. It was like, it was nothing. But then all of a sudden, it was this thing where, like, if you were in a certain level, you would pick it up and explode. And it was like, huh. Well,
yeah.
they're not going.
And
They've left the canon now.
Yeah, and let's not forget the butchering they did of Peter Quill's character origin in the second movie.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't
instead
read
of him. Instead of him being a half Spartoi, the prince of the Spartax Empire, he's now part Celestial, which is then ignored in Infinity War. It's
Ego being his father. Well, it's funny because, like, Ego
being the living planet, now being a humanoid celestial that sired people. No. I object. I object to that on every fiber of my being.
Well, Ego's the person that gifted Quasar, isn't he? Didn't Ego gift Quasar with the gauntlet that he used to?
Yes. Yes, he did. Like, I would sooner believe that fucking Sonic 06 was a good game than I will accept that Peter Quill is half Celestial.
Sonic 6. A huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan.
I have a Sonic Sega statue.
No offense, but
like
it just never did much for me.
Like, I like Sonic, but 06 was not a good game.
See, for me, it was all about Mario Kart and
Mario Kart. I was an assassin.
Smash Brothers.
I was an assassin at Mario Kart, dude. I was the dream killer.
Oh no!
I loved Twisted Metal, and I loved Devil May Cry and all that shit too. So.
Oh yeah.
I was an assassin at Twisted Metal 2 as well. Like I remember like having a party at my house and we were playing Twisted Metal 2, and like everybody and their dog were trying to beat me, and they were like, it got to the point where they were like, well, you don't get to pick the character you play anymore. I was like, I don't give a shit. Pick whatever character you want. And I was still murdered.
It doesn't matter. You could put me in whatever, I will still destroy your every hope and dream.
I used to love battle tanks too. Did you guys ever play battle tanks on 64?
Yeah.
I did,
Global Assault.
yes.
Oh fuck, man, the hover tanks. Nobody could touch you if you're in a hover tank.
Hey, I have a quick question for you guys. So pretty soon, I'm going to start my condescending read of the Bible series.
Awesome.
I'm interested.
What verses? What passages do you think I should start with?
I would start right at the beginning, dude. Go
Yeah,
through the Genesis first.
I mean, there was literally all of Genesis, which Genesis 2 contradicts Genesis 1.
Are you going to do Old Testament stuff too?
Yeah. All right. So, one of the things I do, like when
Numbers and Deuteronomy are good ones to fuck with too, because those are hilarious.
one of the things I do, like if Rachel's having a bad day, or she's feeling bad, like twice now, I've just done a condescending read of the Bible and sent it to her, and she thinks it's hilarious. And she's like, "You have to do this." She's like, "I don't give a shit who else is reading the Bible or what they're doing. You've got to do this. You got to do it on video." And the last one I did was Genesis, but it wasn't Genesis 1. It was the fall. I did the part where the serpent talks to. So yeah, I think starting at the beginning is probably a pretty good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you can skip around if it's just a condescending read. It's not like you have to read it in order. You can just go for whatever you feel is appropriate for that day.
What I might do is actually start at the beginning, and then just if it picks up and people like it, I might actually just start throwing out polls. Like, here's 3 passages. Which one do you guys think I should do? 3 or 4 passages. Which one do you guys think I should do? See how that works out.
You can do that. For sure.
Yeah. I have to go ahead and start to get going if I want to make it to walk.
No problem.
It was great being on here. I will gladly be on at any other time you want. If there's anything else you would like to discuss or any after show party, I'd more
After
than
show
glad
party,
to come on.
you now that you've officially been a guest, you are now officially able to jump into any after party because you're a member of the mage group there. Mage, what the fuck did I say that? But anyways, yeah. So if you see a link and there's a hangout going on, an after party, you're always welcome to click that link and jump in.
All right, thank you.
All right, no worries, man. It's great having you on.
Talk to y'all later.
Meet you, buddy.
You too.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So he's gone. So it's just you and me now, man.
It is. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I can go for about another half hour or so. So
Cool. Let's talk about. I don't know. Shit.
about some music. We haven't spoken about music yet.
Let's talk about music, man. Fuck fire. Have you Are you into hip hop at all?
I do like some, sure, yeah.
You should check out Epic Beardmen.
I've heard about them. I hear they're actually pretty crazy. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're really good. Like both of them, like Sage Francis is probably one of the best wordsmiths in the history of the rap game. He is amazing, and like B Dolan is really good too. And their shit together is so good, and it's so eclectic. They've got a song called Shotgun Golf, which is about running up on golf courses with shotguns and taking them over, and then playing shotgun golf on the golf course. Like Hunter S. Thompson style.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you did. Yeah.
Oh, well, I found it because I'm a huge Sage Francis fan. Like, I think Copper Gone, the record by Sage Francis, is one of the best hip-hop albums I've ever listened to, top to bottom. So I follow him. I followed him on everywhere I could. And Strange Famous Records, because that's his record company. And so, like, the minute Epic Beardmen dropped, I knew about it and was listening to it. I've been shouting it out on Twitter, like, nonstop for 6 months now.
Cool.
And I get, like, all these cool likes from Sage Francis, and I'm like, holy shit. He's, like, actually answered me a few times, and I'm fanboying like a motherfucker, you know?
I did that when my other Twitter account, because one of the guys I work with, his name is Corey Philpott, and he is a football player, or was. He played for the BC Lions, and he also played on one of the NFL teams. I just can't remember briefly. And I work with him because he lives up here now, and he was a friend of my old boss that used to own the company, and he is a coach and organizer of a youth group football league here in BC, and he took the BC championship team, which is made up of kids from a bunch of different school teams, down to Texas or somewhere down there, anyways, and played the top U.S. high school kids teams, and they beat them. And Snoop Dogg was there and was pretty impressed with this. And now apparently Snoop Dogg's coming up here. I'm going to get to hang out with him and shit. I can't wait to smoke a joint with Snoop. That's going to be fucking
Oh
awesome.
my God.
Anyways, I know, right?
La-di-da-di-da. Hell yeah, dude.
I know. Yeah. Because I liked Snoop's tunes and I liked his reggae shit that he did too. I thought that was cool. But no, it's going to be pretty cool to hang out with Snoop, and we're going to be filming his little thing that he's doing here too when he comes up. But he's bringing another team because Snoop does the same sort of thing that Corey does, but down in the States. So that's why they hooked up, and they're going to get together up here. So I think that's sometime in the spring. So I'll let you know, and I'll take lots of pictures.
That's awesome. The closest I ever got to meeting an actual celebrity was Hal Sparks.
Really?
Yeah, I saw him.
Inching towards him, trying to get a selfie.
I don't think I got it. No. I saw him do stand up. It's really funny because it was really anti-religious, and I was atheist at the time, and I was still with my ex-wife who was an ardent Christian. So I thought it was hilarious, and she didn't think it was nearly as funny as I did.
I wonder what.
But he came to Myrtle Beach, and if you ever go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, there's a place there called Broadway at the Beach, and you can feed the fish. And these fish are like nightmare fuel. They're like the creepiest shit ever. And he brought it up in his stand-up. And so I got to meet him afterwards, and we were talking about it and having a great laugh about it. And it was just cool because he was just a cool dude. Like, he did his whole stand-up, and then he just walked out and hung out with us. It was just like the closest I got besides that. What's the guy's name? The lead singer guitarist for Prong. Tony.
Oh, yeah.
He played for Ministry too.
Yes. Hang on. It's not coming to me. Let's Google this shit.
Absolutely. But I went and saw Prong open up for Clutch.
Clutch.
And I didn't, Clutch
Tommy
is amazing. Tommy Victor.
Yeah.
Clutch is amazing too. Live, they are fantastic. Like, if you get a chance to see them live, they are spot the fuck on.
I've seen Clutch live like 3 times, dude.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I never got a chance to see Prong. Do what?
I saw them together with it was Clutch first, then Prong, and then what do you call it? Fear Factory.
That is awesome. I'd love to see.
And Pantera. There was a 4 on the bill. So.
My God, you're a lucky son bitch.
Oh, that was great.
Great
Pantera was throwing doobies into the audience and everything. It was great.
When I saw them open up for Clutch, like, I was standing in the crowd, and like Tommy Victor just walked between me and my buddy. He was like, "Excuse me." Like, yeah, and I saw him, and I was like, "Oh!" Because, like, as a kid, Prong was the coolest thing ever.
Oh, I love Prong, man.
They were one of those bands that, like, only the cool kids were. Yeah.
I fucking love that too.
It's a great workout.
What's the name of the band that does that tune, Albatross? I can't remember.
That's Corrosion of Conformity, and that record is one of the greatest hard rock records ever made, top to bottom, in my opinion. Deliverance is what.
To like Sabbath and think like, Volume 4 or Masters of Reality.
No, I didn't say the greatest ever. One of the greatest hard rock records of all time, because it is flawless. Like, there's
It is.
not a bad song on that record.
It is very good. I'm going to switch over to my phone while we're doing this so I can go outside and have a cigarette.
Sounds good to me. I just sit on my porch the entire time on my phone, so we're good.
Well, that's cheating.
Don't hate the
Shit,
player.
what's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now watch, that link won't work.
Yes, it will. See, it will fucking so work because I know how to do it properly. And I should pop up.
There, that's better.
That's
Everyone, hope your ears are okay.
yeah, that was like Hitchcock for a second.
Expecting a guy with a hockey mask to come out of nowhere and stick a knife in your head.
It always throws me. Is it still light outside, or are those lights in your hallway?
These are lights in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
Big hallway here. It is not light outside here by any stretch. That's why I posted that meme the other day with the sun and whatnot, flipping the bird. Oh, thank you. Kitty? What? It's like one of ours. Did my fucking cat fall off the balcony again? Skinny?
Kind of skinny, short hair.
Okay, it's
Black
not.
with a little white patch.
Okay, not my kitty. Or our kitty, I should say. Her kitty, I should say. Anyway. No problem. We have a random kitty running around out here.
They tend to do that.
What's that? Rent a cat?
They tend to do that. Cats, random cats, they tend to run around.
Yes, they do. There. I can put you down. Oh, I should have brought a doobie with me. Silly me. Oh, wait.
It looks like I'm back on with V this weekend, this Friday, to do more of that apologetics book that we've been looking at.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw one that you guys did that was pretty enjoyable. I got to get him on my show, too. And we talked about it, but briefly, and then nothing ever happened. So
I think he had a lot of shit going on with his work.
he does, yeah. Usually. One thing about coming out here is it can get really noisy because we live right beside the railroad track. Like living here for me, when I first moved here, it was kind of crazy because I couldn't. Every time the train would go by, I'd wake up. But you get used to that shit after a while. But trying to do something like this, and then all of a sudden the train comes by, like it did the other day, so I had to put everything on mute. Pain in the ass.
I hear that. Yeah, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so literally nothing comes by. The worst problem I've had was like I jumped on a mole stream once. He was doing the morality stream, and I jumped on there, and I didn't think it was that loud. But then I went back to take a look at it later to catch up on all the stuff I missed, because I missed like the first half of the podcast. And I came on, and there was like bug noises like crazy.
Bug noises?
Yeah, because there's all these bugs in the background making noises and stuff.
You mean like crickets and shit?
Yeah, like that.
Cicada?
Yeah.
Those things are annoying as fuck. Good thing they only come around.
So yeah, I'm excited to get this guitar piece recorded and send it to you.
Yeah, because I'll definitely come up with something vocal-wise that I can put over that for sure. We'll have done our first one together. And then maybe, oh, wait, what the hell? Why did my room pop in there all of a sudden? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. But feel free to run it by the fellas that you play with too. Like if they want to throw something on there.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Maybe my drummer could come up with something. and of course the bass player. And then Chris, my guitar player, could throw in some rhythmy kind of shit or something.
It'll likely need more lead work than anything else because the entire thing I'm doing is just rhythm.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you're not much of a lead guy or what?
No, that's not my thing.
Okay.
Like, my guitar style is just my guitar style. You know what I mean? Like, I tried really hard to get to where I could play leads, and I just never could get my head around it. And so I thought about it, and I was like, I've got my own thing that I do on the guitar. It's my thing. It's the way I play. And I taught myself to do it, and I came up with it myself. Why am I trying to emulate anybody else? Just do my thing. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely,
it's just like. Also, I lose interest. Like if I'm trying to learn somebody else's song, or I'm trying to learn like riffs and things like that, I lose interest really quick. But when I'm playing my stuff, there's a creative aspect to it that makes me like focus on it like crazy. So I'll just sit and play the same thing 1,000 times because it's mine.
Oh, some of the stuff that you've posted to YouTube, like I still listen to that fucking Victoria tune. That just slays me. I love it.
I'm glad you liked it, man.
Totally. It's got that, I want to say like a 90s feel-ish to it. Like the tones of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm a 90s kid, so it makes sense. Like I remember being like, I think I was 12 or 13 when Smells Like Teen Spirit dropped.
Oh yeah. Some more guys I got to meet too, sort of. Well, I told you that story when they walked past us when we were at the Melvin's and Melvin's Mudhoney and Nirvana show.
Yeah.
Sitting with Mark Arm's girlfriend, and I got to meet Mark Arm in person. That was kind of cool. And then all the Nirvana boys walked by right past me and her, and they were like, "Hey," I think her name was Charlene or something. And they're like, "Hey," and I shook their hands as they walked by. Dave Grohl was really funny.
He seems like a fucking great dude.
He's all smiles. The guy is like so like down to earth. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I've met guys that got like kind of famous. Like I met, I don't know if you ever heard the band Polyphonic Spree.
Yep.
What's that?
I've heard of them. Yeah.
They were originally Tripping Daisy.
Yes.
And they're from my hometown. Like those guys worked at Blockbuster Music and shit like that, where I lived. So. Yeah. And then like the Toadies were a local band that I met all of them at one point or another just because they were a local band.
Cool. Very cool.
But I mean, they've got like one or two songs to their name. It's not like they're super famous or anything, but it was still pretty cool. The fact that I knew somebody that made it.
I would say that people probably know them more as Tripping Daisies.
Probably so. But only because of that song, which sucked. The worst song they ever made is the song that got famous. We were all really pissed. Because like I had the record Bill. Mm-hmm. I had that when it was on Dragon Street Records. Like indie records. But before they got signed to a label, like all of that shit, man. It was like they were like a local thing, and they got huge. And then, like, the worst song they ever made became, like, the song that got connected to them forever. It sucked. It sucked. It'd be like if Metallica only ever put out one record, and Enter Sandman, or better yet, it'd be like if Metallica put out all those records, and then Enter Sandman's the only song that was ever famous.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, when it comes to Metallica, for me, Metallica is the first 4 albums.
I got you on that. I love the first 4 albums. I was a kid, and so the record that really like endeared them to me was And Justice for All.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a great
And
album.
to me, that was the record that was just like, fuck.
But I was always partial to the Cliff Burton era, right? So.
Oh, I believe it. But I mean, I didn't learn who Cliff Burton was until I was in my mid-teens. Because like as a kid, it was like I didn't know. Like it's like the same thing. Like I was a huge Ozzy fan, but I had no idea who Bob Daisley was. You know what I mean? Not when I was a kid.
Yeah, I hear you. Ozzy was awesome. I met Ozzy too.
You're a jerk, Neil.
Sure. So it's kind of the bonus part of working in the record store industry, like working with record stores and stuff like that, where you got to meet all kinds of famous people like Rush. And I got to tell you, Bryan Adams is a fucking dickhead. That's all I can say.
I hear. You know something else that really upset me? There was a documentary that came out about the hired guns in music.
Uh-huh.
Like the guys that are just studio musicians and just play on records. And the story about Billy Joel made me dislike him forever. Like I still listen to his stuff, but he's a pure dickhead.
What story?
Oh, you gotta watch it, dude. Like his original band was the band that was with him from day one. Like day one. Like some of his biggest hits came because guys in the band were like, don't do it this way, let's do it this way instead. And then like his manager screwed him out of a bunch of money. And he just fucked all of his band members over, and like his guitarist killed himself, and like it's just ridiculous. It's one of those things where it was just like, wow, I can't respect you anymore.
That's too bad. Well, I don't know. Some people are just assholes. What can you do, right?
Well, they get full of themselves too. You see the same thing happen. Like, I'm not saying anything against them as people, but you saw the same thing happen with like Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson, where originally White Zombie was a band and they were fucking awesome, and then Rob Zombie got a big head and was like, "I'm the front man. I'm the reason people are coming to the show." Turned out he was right, but nevertheless, like the music took a fucking hit for it. Like, I don't think anything that Rob Zombie ever put out was half as good as the shit that he put out with White Zombie. Like White Zombie was amazing. His solo shit was it was great, but it wasn't as good. And the same thing for Marilyn Manson. Like after Antichrist Superstar, his stuff was good, but it wasn't as good. You know what I mean? It's like he cut everybody that was in the band out, and it was like he lost a dimension. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your shirt say?
Oh, it says we are all atheists. I just believe in one fewer gods than you do.
That's fantastic.
You like that one?
Don't be catch shit for that fucking phrase.
I think it was Dawkins that said that.
Probably.
Oh, Dawn's in the chat. Well, how do you like that?
Hey, Don.
Snarky says, that's a snarky shirt. Awesome.
Why isn't Snarky hanging out with us?
What's that?
So why isn't Snarky hanging out with us?
I don't know.
She doesn't love us anymore. She got all married up, and now she's like, fuck these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Snarky doesn't jump in here. But it's going to be over shortly anyways because I got to take off. So.
Oh, I hear you.
I do have a life.
I was just being snarky.
I do have a life outside of YouTube. You were just being snarky. Okay, all these snarky things are, yeah. Because I suck. Why aren't you reading the chat, Duke? That was Snarky's answer to your question there.
Oh, because I can't see the chat.
She can't see the chat.
It's too much work.
And Dawn, you still got to reschedule to come on my show, you big doofus. You were supposed to be the first interview, but unfortunately, all this stuff fell, or everything kind of fell apart for you there back in the day. So, yes.
Yeah, I gotta hang out with Don again sometime soon. I miss hanging out with him. I haven't actually hung out with him in a while.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I'm just as happy hanging out in private streams as I am doing live shit. Like I just like talking to people. You know what I mean? I like actually getting a chance to talk to the people that that I interact with on Twitter because there's so much lost in the text. You know what I mean? It's like it's so hard nowadays to have an actual conversation with somebody where you actually just sit and talk. You know, and I actually like just sitting and talking with people.
Yeah, me too. That's why I decided to do this kind of thing for my channel right away, is so I could get to know these atheists that I've become friends with on Twitter and YouTube and whatnot, and get to know them a little bit better. Right? I think this is a good way to do it. And I made some pretty fucking fast friends that I consider real decent people and decent friends because of it.
Absolutely. I agree. Like Unholy Mole pointed that out a little while back, where it was like none of the people in the community seemed like disingenuous or superficial friends. It's like we all absolutely have each other's backs and look out for each other, and it's cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, I actually kind of prefer private chats a lot of the time, just because it's not getting broadcast out to everybody, so everybody can kind of turn their cameras on and hang out and not feel like, weird about
it. Don's trying to come up with excuses here. It's hard with teenagers around. Yeah, no excuses, Don. Sorry. He's got his daughter living with him finally. So
I swear to God, Neil, if I didn't have a job that I had to answer to, I would shave my beard and do some crazy shit like you do.
Would you?
Yeah, I do the Lemmy mutton chops, but I still do some crazy shit.
Well, I have yet to see somebody with the same style that I do. So
no, yours is cool, man. It's pretty cool. I'm impressed.
Well, thanks. I actually, a couple of days ago, I was going over to the Walmart just to pick up some shit real quick for my buddy Terry's birthday, and some kid with his mom were walking out of the store, and I was heading in, and the guy goes, "Holy shit, that's the coolest fucking facial hair I've ever seen!" And I was like, "Whoa, shit, thanks, dude."
And then right afterwards, he was like, "Are you a roadie from Motorhead?"
No, and no, he didn't ask me if I was a biker or a pirate, so because that happens often. So actually, I'm a biker pirate.
That's awesome. Well, listen, man. Go ahead.
I need to get a motorcycle and then put big fucking masts and sails and shit on it, so I can be a biker pirate. I'll have like one of those sissy bars on the back, like a big ass fucking one, and I'll put a parrot on top of it. It'd be great.
That will be great. Well, listen, man. I know you got to go pretty soon, and I need to listen to some death metal. So,
holy shit! I just realized something.
What's that?
I'm in the chat, and I forgot to switch over to my 604 Atheist account. So everything that's coming through in the chat is my Sayrus 13 account. So now people are going to think that someone else is watching my show. You can tell by the picture that it's me. But oh well, that's okay. We'll just pretend. Anyway. Yeah, so yeah, I gotta close her down because it's now 7 or 1 minute 2 according to this clock, and I gotta head downstairs and it's time for some hockey and beer. So, yes, sir.
Cool. Well, have a great night.
You too, brother. And yeah, when you get that tune recorded and whatnot, you use Dropbox or?
My Dropbox account is disabled at the moment because I can't afford it. What I'll like to do.
You do it for free, you only get a certain amount. Oh, gotcha.
So what I would
Email it.
likely do is record it and either email it to you or record it and upload it to YouTube and then send that to you.
Right. A private link kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll figure something out, and we'll try and create a song together. That'd be really cool, I think.
It would be very cool.
Yeah, definitely. Then we can have it out there in the community and see what people think.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll get a fan base.
Maybe we can make an entire like super group record together.
Yeah, man, maybe. Luminous Bonanza.
Nah, she got to add the featured in there. Luminous featuring Duke Bonanza.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking of merging the name, Luminous Bonanza, right?
That'll work.
But as a super group idea. But it really is
Duke
just going to be some of the guys from my band and you, and that's not much of a super group because we're still fucking nobodies, even though Mike or Godless Cranium is using one of my songs as his outro now, but which is still blows me away. Like when something like that happens, that just makes me like, oh, geez, I guess we're doing something right because people are actually digging the tunes. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Mike's a sweetheart. He put one of my songs as the outro of his videos for a while. He's a sweetheart.
Oh, did he really?
Mm-hmm. If you go back, A Perfect Evening was the outro to his videos for like a month.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Yeah, he changes shit up, so which is good because things get stale after a while. But just putting the fact that he puts it on the video that he first used my tune music by, well, actually they're on all of them. I think that has drawn some attention even on Twitter since then. So
yeah, I actually pointed it out in his premiere video, and there was a couple people that were like, "Oh shit, that's Neil's band." I was like, "Hell yeah, check him out."
cool. Awesome. That's really cool. Thanks, brother.
You got it, man. Anything I can do for you, anytime.
Awesome. All right, dude. Well, it's now after 7, so I got to get my shit together and take my little fucking best investment I ever got from Cabela's, my little beer cooler can that comes with the weed storage can. So, and head downstairs and watch some hockey and drink a few beers.
Sounds good, brother. Love you to death.
Love you too, brother. And thanks for jumping in. It was a small after party this time, which was really unusual because usually I'm always concerned that there's going to be too many people wanting to jump into this thing. But apparently everyone's got shit. Well, we all know where the Pheasant and Nadine are. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. They're, what's the expression? Bumping uglies? Except.
They're doing the horizontal tango.
Yeah, that's right. The horizontal tango, yeah.
They're learning
I'm guessing.
You know what? They're learning more about each other's personalities.
Yes. Learning more about each other's.
I'm a cunt. Forgive me.
Oh, that's funny. All right, man. Have a great rest of your evening, even though it's probably not that much left of it. For me, it's only 7. So, but yeah, I got to get up at 4 in the morning. I hate that shit. But mind you, there is a bonus because there's zero traffic going in there, and traffic's fairly light when I leave. So it's always good. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in for both the initial interview with Rise to Raze, and by the way, the link to his Twitter or his Twitter handle is in the description of the original interview. So if you don't follow him, you should follow him. He's very knowledgeable in the world of geekdom and nerddom. So, and he's got a lot of really interesting things to say about his atheism and his deconversion from the faith. Thanks again, everyone. And Duke, brother, have a great rest of your night. And thanks for joining me again. And remember, everybody, what I always say, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. We'll talk to you
Jesus
guys later.
is Lord.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We'll see you later.